Hello, hello! Pete's Packs here, and we're back with our first Universes Beyond Avatar, the Last Airbender thing. We're going to start with the beginner box. Usually we start with booster packs, but ended up starting a little late, as I was very sick Saturday evening. Gave myself good old food poisoning. So I was a dummy during the second pre-release event. Ordered food, let it sit out too long, and then ate it anyway. It's not doing great Saturday night. So, we're starting on Avatar a day late. And I want to see what's in the beginner box. Fun fact, I accidentally bought 4 of these. I have a standing pre-order with my LGS, and I misunderstood what was in these. So I ended up with 4 beginner boxes. So yeah, that's the thing. Alright, so let's see, there's bundles, collector boosters. There's a commander bundle, which we'll be opening those up. That'll be fun. This is the only Jumpstart product that I got. They don't usually buy the Jumpstart boxes. And then we've got our regular case of boosters. So first off, let's see what's in here. Welcome to Magic the Gathering, Flamo! In this box, you'll find everything you need to start your journey. A tutorial game guided by 2 step-by-step booklets, plus a variety of ready-to-play card packets to explore once you understand the basics. For additional learning, find video tutorials and more at learnmtg.com. Well, that's cool. I'm glad they've introduced the beginner boxes. It's a good starting product for people that's not commander products. If you've watched the channel for any significant length of time, you would know that I am not a fan of commander, especially not for teaching new players. And I am a big advocate for having good introductory products. So it looks like we've got a bunch of different allies that have soldiers and spirits on the back. That's pretty cool. This is specifically the 1/1 spirit token that's made by a few things that this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. There is a black land that makes those that I think will likely see quite a bit of play in Constructed. Let's see, then we have a rules reference that is specifically themed to Avatar. So that's pretty nice. It's a bit hard to flip through, so it shows the basics. Goes through a few different card types. Different game zones. I disagree with these. I play with my lands at the top because I am old and resilient to change, and that is how I've been doing it since alpha. So yeah, the only time I change that is when tournament organizer makes me. So then we've got quick start, turn structure, different phases, combat, important concepts. Okay. See, the golden rule. The magic of magic is that the rules of the game are just the beginning. It's the cards that do all the amazing things, letting you break nearly every rule you've learned thus far. Summoning sickness slowing you down, look for creatures with haste to get things moving. 1 land per turn not enough, plenty of cards out there let you break that rule too. Well, it's not really that it breaks it, it modifies it. Spells failing to resolve. Okay. It is nice that they explain how that works. And then they've got a nice little glossary with explanations. How things work. Very cool. And my cabbages! Ah! And then Appa with the kids. Very cool. So then there's a quick start guide. Apparently there are 2 decks. There's an Aang or Aang deck. Then Zuko. Very cool. And that goes through the quick start for how to play. Apparently there's a white deck and a red deck. And this goes through the prescribed game for those. Nice. Long one goes with that as well. There's a hard playmat in here, which is laid out like a game board, which is interesting. I don't really like hard game boards for card games, but it is interesting that they decided to go with this, and it is themed, so that's pretty cool. And it's neat that it folds down to fit in the box. I do like that they tried to make sure that everything went in the box. And there's some dividers that you can punch out, plus some counters. It's pretty nice. Got a second playmat. Okay. If I remember correctly, the one for Foundations just had one giant playmat that both players played with. And this is a slightly better setup. Then we have a little standoff that covers the color pie. So that's nice. Makes it so you can keep everything organized in here. I'm going to punch those out and use them. That and our manual. So you get like a little almost board game experience with these. Of course, there is a not shrinkage control. What is it called? I can't remember the name of it. If you can remember, or if you remember the name of the people that loss prevention. Never mind. I was gonna say leave a comment down below if you if you know what those are for. Nice little D20 that is a spin down. It's got Avatar on one side, Magic on the other. Magic is the one. And then, let's see. We have 2 blocks of decks. So these should be Jumpstart products. And a little spacer. We're going to toss that and use the dividers that came with everything. Nice, fairly thick cardboard dividers. It would be nice if these were plastic instead, just so that they lasted a little longer. But yeah, gotta save those pennies. Alright. And the divider comb is also made out of cardboard. So I recommend placing these where you want them. Oh, there's a second die. There you go. I recommend placing these where you want them and then just don't move them, because these are not going to hold up to coming in and out of the spacing comb here repeatedly. Just from experience. Alright. Oh, and we've lost our allies already. Oh, we recovered. Okay. Those in there. And then we've got our 2 packs of decks. Let's take a look at the Jumpstart decks that we got. I think this is the one. Do not shuffle Aang deck. Remove this card before playing. Don't see that here. Aang, whichever one it is. I did not watch the show very much. I genuinely don't remember which one it is. So there we go. Zuko tutorial. Do not shuffle. Tutorial. Do not shuffle. Okay. So, do not shuffle on deck. Do not shuffle Zuko deck. Remove this card before playing. So let's look at what's in the Zuko deck. The Mountain. Dragon Moose. Actually, here, let's pull in a little bit so we can see this. So it is a 3/3 haste for 4. Dragon Elk. That typing is interesting, and it has Zuko tutorial and then the number on it. Interesting. Excuse me. 18. Explosive shot, 1 in a red sorcery. Deals 4 damage to target creature. Oh, that's so you can reset it. So you can reset the decks to play with them again. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, tutorial 17 on our mountain, 16 on our mountain, run amok, 1 in a red instant. Target attacking creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. Nice little common there. Fire Nation's Conquest, 14. 1 in a red enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+0, so it's a better Orcish Aura Flame. Kind of cool. Komodo Rhino, 3 in a red for a 5/2 Lizard Rhino with trample. Very cool. It's 13. Zuko Avatar Hunter, which is item 12 in the tutorial. 3 red for a 4/5 Legendary Human Noble with Reach. And whenever you cast a red spell, create a 2/2 Red Soldier creature token. Interesting. Huh. I know I have some friends that would probably be really interested in that for Commander. Zhao, the Seething Flame, 4 in a red for a 5/5 Legendary Human Soldier with Menace. That's number 11. Iroh, Firebending Instructor, 2 in a red for a 2/2 Legendary Human Noble Ally. Whenever Iroh attacks, attacking creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. That's Zuko Tutorial 10. Zuko's Offense. For a red, it's a sorcery. Deals 2 damage to any target. It's a shock, but it's a sorcery. Zuko Tutorial 9. Fire Nation Soldier. It's a 3/2 haste for 2 in a red. Human Soldier. It's a Zuko Tutorial 8. Mountain 7. Mountain 6. Mountain 5. They all match, but the numbers are different. 4, 3. 2 is Capital Guard. 1 in a red for a 2/2 Human Soldier. And then 1 is Warship Scout. That is interesting. Got a little bit of power creep there. For red, it's a 2/1 Human Scout with no downside. This tutorial 1. And a common. Yeah, Ragavan technically better, but the best 1-drop common as far as stats go for red. Alright, now for the Aang or Aang tutorial. Aardvark Sloth. 3 and a white for a 3/3 Sloth Beast with lifelink. It's number 20. Razor Rings. So this is also in the main set, I believe. 1 and a white for an instant. It deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. Okay. So it's in both. Path to Redemption. This is also in the main set. 1 and a white for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. And then you can pay 5 and sacrifice it to exile enchanted creature and create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Activate only during your turn. Interesting. Appa, Aang's Companion. 3 and a white for a 2/4 legendary bison ally with flying. Whenever it attacks, another target creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Number 17. Plane 16. Sledding otter penguin. Interesting. It is an otter bird. 2 and a white for a 2/3 otter bird, and for 3 you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's pretty slick. Aang, Air Nomad, which is number 14. 3 white for a 5/4 legendary human avatar ally with flying and vigilance, and other creatures you control have vigilance. Neat. Katara, heroic healer. Let's see, which is number 13. 4 and a white for a 2/3 legendary human warrior ally with lifelink. And when Katara enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Okay. Plains 12. Momo, rambunctious rascal. 2 and a white for a 1/1 legendary lemur bat ally with flying, and whenever it enters, he deals 4 damage to target tapped creature and opponent controls. Okay. Where's Momo? A common query among Team Avatar. Aang's Defense. For a white, it's an instant. Target blocking creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Draw a card. Plains is number 9. Sokka, Wolf Cave's Protector. 2 and a white for a 3/3 legendary human warrior ally with vigilance. Okay. Plains 7, Plains 6, Plains 5, Plains 4, Plains 3. 2 is Tundra Wall. 1 and a white for a 0/4 wall with Defender. Okay. And then Wolf Cage Villager is card 1. For a white, it's a 2/2 human peasant that enters tapped. So it's Diregraph Ghoul. It is a white version of Diregraph Ghoul. Vanilla 2, or not really vanilla, but it's a 2/2 human for 1 with a downside. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what they have in some of the Jumpstart decks. So we have allies. Creatures work together. Kyoshi Warrior Guard, a vanilla 2/3 for 2. It's a human warrior ally. Okay. Oh, 1 and a white. Jiang Deserters. 1 and a white for a 1/2 human rebel ally. When it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay. Glider Kids. 2 and a white for 2/3 human pilot ally with flying. And whenever this creature enters, scry 1. Nice. Avatar Enthusiast. That guy is literally foaming at the mouth and has very strange eyes. 2 and a white for a 2/2 human peasant ally. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's not bad. I'm pretty sure that card blew me out a few times during the pre-release. Allied Teamwork. 2 and a white for an enchantment. When the enchantment enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Allies you control get +1/+1. So on its face, it's a 2/2 for 3, but it is a glorious anthem for your allies. Aang, the Last Airbender. 3 and a, this card drastically outperformed during the pre-release. 3 and a white for a 3/2 legendary human avatar ally with flying. When it enters, airbend up to 1 target non-land permanent. Exile it. While it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. Whenever you cast a lesson spell, Avatar or Aang gains lifelink until end of turn. Suki, Kyoshi Warrior. 2 and a hybrid green-white for an X4 legendary human warrior ally. Suki's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Whenever Suki attacks, create a 1/1 white ally creature token that's tapped and attacking. That seems like a discount Adeline. Adeline was very strong, so that might actually see some play. Although it is a little more expensive than Adeline. Rabaroo Troop. 3 white for a 3/5 Rabbit Kangaroo with Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gains flying until end of turn, and you gain 1 life. It has Plane Cycling for 2. So for 2, you can discard this card, search the library for a Plains card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle. Keep in mind that grabs duels. Master Piandao, 4 and a white for a 4/4 legendary human warrior ally with first strike. Whenever Master Piandao attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an ally, equipment, or lesson card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Cool. Mechanical Glider. Man, I wish this was in the main set. It's a artifact equipment for 1. When it enters, attach it to target creature you control. Equip creature as flying. And then it has equip 2. That would have been really nice in limited for this set. Path to Redemption. We've actually already covered this. But this is the main set version. 1 and a white for an enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. And then for 5, sacrifice this aura. Exile enchanted creature. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Activate only during your turn. Airbending lesson. 2 and a white for an instant lesson. Airbend target non-land permanent. Draw a card. Nice. Thriving Heath. Oh, it's nice that they put the Thriving series back in. Shout out to Tim. Hey, you can get your Thriving Groves again. Most of you aren't going to get that joke, but there are 2 people that will. That's what's important. Thriving Heath, it's a land that enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color other than white, and then tap, add white or 1 mana of the chosen color. We have plains. Quite a few plains. Alright. Next up we have waterbending. Power up your spells. Okay. Jumpstart deck. Flying Dolphin Fish. Dolphin art fish. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 whale fish with flying. That's it. 1/3 flyer for 2. Not bad. Otter Penguin. 1 and a blue for a 2/1 Otter Bird. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, this creature gets +1/+2 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Pretty slick. Katara Bending Prodigy. This card was very strong during the pre-release. I did not have one, but several of my opponents did. 2 and a blue for a 2/3 legendary human warrior ally. At the beginning of your end step, if Katara is tapped, put a +1/+1 counter on her. And then Waterbend 6, draw a card. So while paying a Waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays for 1. So, nice little draw engine that powers itself up. Soka Lateral Strategist. 1 and a hybrid white-blue for a 2/4 legendary human warrior ally with vigilance. Whenever Soka and at least 1 other creature attack, draw a card. Not bad. It's just on the attack too, so you don't actually have to connect. Cat Owl. 3 and hybrid white-blue for a 3/3 cat bird with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, untap target artifact or creature. It's nice. Gives itself. It has pseudo vigilance if it's the only thing attacking, basically. Flexible. Well, I guess even if it's not. Flexible water bending. 3 and a blue for a flexible water bender. Sorry. 3 and a blue for a 2/5 human warrior ally with vigilance, and then water bending 3. This creature has base power and toughness 5/2 until end of turn. Okay. That's pretty neat. Giant Koi. Some of my friends loved this card. I heard this thing was a menace during the pre-release. 4 blue for a 5/7 fish with Waterbend 3. This creature can't be blocked this turn. That's pretty cool. And then Island Cycling 2. The Terror of Serpents Past. 5 blue for an 8/8 legendary serpent with hexproof. That's pretty sweet. Watery Grasp. For blue, it's an enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step, and then Waterbend 5, enchanted creature's owner shuffles it into their library. Okay, that's pretty neat. Bender's Water Skin. 3 mana artifact, untap this artifact during each other player's untap step, tap, add 1 mana of any color. Also seems very strong. Deny Entry. 2 and a blue for an instant counter target creature spell, draw a card, then discard a card. Waterbending Lesson. 3 and a blue for a sorcery lesson, draw 3 cards, then discard a card unless you waterbend 2. Even if you draw 3, discard 1, that's pretty solid for 4 mana. Thriving Isle. Enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color other than blue. Tap, add 1, or add a blue or 1 mana of the chosen color. Nice. Then we have some islands. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 islands. That's pretty cool. And that was waterbending. Next up we have spells. Non-creature spellcasting. First time flyer. 1 and a blue for a 1/2 human pilot ally with flying. This creature gets +1/+1 as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard. Not bad. Not a bad rate. Master Paku. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 legendary human advisor ally with prowess. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Whenever Master Paku becomes tapped, target player mills X cards, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. Huh. I could have seen that being pretty strong during the pre-release. Rowdy Snowballers. 2 and a blue for a 2/2 human peasant ally. When this creature enters, tap target creature and opponent controls, and put a stun counter on it. If a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove 1 from it instead. Okay. Iguana Parrot. 2 and a blue for a 2/2 creature lizard bird pirate. Okay, with flying and vigilance and prowess. That's not bad. Should have seen some of those during the pre-release. Turtle Seals. 3 and a blue for a 2/4 turtle seal with vigilance. Okay. Geyser Leaper. 4 and a blue for a 4/3 human warrior ally with flying, and then waterbend 4, draw a card, discard a card. That's not bad. It's not a bad rate at all. Serpent of the Pass. 5 blue for a 6/5 serpent. If there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, you may cast a spell as though it had flash. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. Kinda wish this was a common. So I would love to be able to play that in Pauper. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. 1 mana artifact. Oh, this is a common though. 1, add 1 mana of any color, activate only once each turn, and then 5, tap, sacrifice this artifact, deals 5 damage to target creature. Abandon Attachments. This card was great during the pre-release. 1 and a hybrid blue-red instant lesson. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. You don't have to discard a card, but this is a great way to get a lesson into your graveyard. That'll quench ya. This actually blew me out in 2 different games. Funny enough, because I completely forgot it was a card. 1 and a blue for an instant lesson. This is also a common. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Literally just quench, but strictly better. Lost in the Spirit World. 2 and a blue sorcery. Return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. Create a 1/1 colorless spirit token with this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. That's pretty cool. Water Whip. Blue for a sorcery lesson. As an additional cost to cast a spell, waterbend 5. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. Draw 2 cards. Wow. Okay. That seems really good. I wish it was in the main set, actually. Thriving Isle, enters tapped. So it enters, choose a color other than blue, tap for blue, and that color. Or that color. Then we have Island 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. That is our first stack of decks. Now let's see what our other jumpstart things are. Pretty sweet. That being said, I don't think every starter box or every beginner box has the exact same decks, but these are pretty cool. Counters. Black, buff your team. Gallicorn, or Gillicorn? Gillicorn. For black, it's a 1/1 creature lizard with death touch. Just the nice basic 1/1 for 1 with death touch. Elephant rat, one in a black for 1/3 elephant rat with menace. That is strange. Longfen, Grand Secretariat. 1 and a hybrid black-green, hybrid black-green for 2/3 legendary human advisor. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. This was really strong with Earthbending during the pre-release. Daily Indoctrination. 1 in a black for a sorcery lesson. Choose 1. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card. Keep in mind it's a permanent card. Or Earthbend 2. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. When it dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. Very nice. Fire Nation Engineer. 2 in a black for a 2/3 human artificer with raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attacked this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature or vehicle you control. That seems like it's going to be useful in Standard. Earth Village Ruffians. 2 and a hybrid black-green for a 3/1 human soldier rogue. When this creature dies, Earthbend 2. Okay. Hog Monkey. 2 and a black for a 3/2 boar monkey. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gains menace until end of turn. Can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. And then Exhaust. 5, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. Activate each Exhaust ability only once. Buzzard Wasp Colony. That is such a weird sentence, or sentence fragment to say. 3 and a black for a 2/2 bird insect with flying. Whenever it enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on this creature. Okay. That is better than I thought it was. Fire Nation Sentinels. 3 black for a 4/4 human soldier. Whenever a non-creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That would be really good if it didn't cost so much. Azula Always Lies. 1 in a black for an instant lesson. Choose 1 or both. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end turn, or put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. That reminds me of a card, I think it was Skullduggery. Back in Kaldheim, I think that was right. Did something very similar. Feed the Swarm. 1 in a black, sorcery, destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose a life equal to that permanent's mana value. Okay. So it's a reprint of Feed the Swarm, effectively. Ozai's Cruelty. 2 in a black for a sorcery lesson. It deals 2 damage to target player. That player discards 2 cards. Alright, this is just a strictly better Mind Rot. Very similar to Go Blank. Except you would want to play this and a number of other things. Thriving More. When it enters tapped, as it enters, choose a color other than black. Tap for black or the chosen color. There's swamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very nice. Those counters. Next up, we have attacking. Find ways to always attack. Purple Pentapus. Purple Pentapus. Okay. So, 5-legged thingy. So, like a starfish. For a black, it's a 1/1 octopus starfish. When this creature enters, surveil 1. So, look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. And then 1 or 2 and a black. Tap an untapped creature you control. Return this creature from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Huh. That's really neat. I kind of like that. Corrupt Court Official, 1 and a black for a 1/1 human advisor. When this enters, target opponent discards a card. It's the human version of Ravenous Rats. Is it Ravenous? Yeah, Ravenous Rats. Merchant of Many Hats, a 1 and a black for 2/2 human peasant ally, and then for 2 and a black, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Pretending Poxbearers, 1 and a hybrid white-black for 2/1 human citizen ally. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Okay. Fire Nation Ambassadors, 2 and a black for a 3/2 human soldier with flash. Hey, that kid's the Avatar. Hi-Bye, Spirit of Balance. That is a panda. That is a panda. 2 and a hybrid white-black, hybrid white-black. I see what you did there. That's cute. For a 3/3 legendary bear spirit, whenever Hi-Bye enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Hi-Bye. When Hi-Bye leaves the battlefield, put its counters on target creature you control. That's pretty sweet. So it's a 3/3 that becomes a 5/5, a 7/7, so on and so on. It just grows. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Lion Vulture. 3 and a black for a 2/2 cat bird with flying. At the beginning of your end step, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and draw a card. Nice. Beetle-Headed Merchants. This was pretty solid in Limited. 4 and a black for a 5/4 human citizen. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Cat Gator, 6 and a black for a 3/2 fish crocodile with lifelink. When this creature enters, it deals damage equal to the number of swamps you control to any target. If this were a common, it would be played in Pauper. It would be played in Pauper heavily, but it's an uncommon, so it can't be. Heartless Act. This is actually a reprint. 1 and a black instant. Choose 1. Destroy target creature with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from target creature. They're taking down Appa. It's not very nice. Epic Downfall. I think this is actually also a reprint. 1 and a black sorcery. Exile target creature with mana value 3 or greater. Nice and clean. Dai Li Indoctrination. 1 and a black for a sorcery lesson. Choose 1. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card. And Earthbend 2. Thriving More. When it enters, choose a color other than black. Tap for a black or 1 mana of the chosen color. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swamps. Seems to be pretty consistent. Looks like we have 3 left to go. Firebending. Fight with a burst of mana. That is really sweet art. Deserter's Disciple. 1 in a red for 2/2 human rebel ally. Tap another target creature you control with power 2 or less. Can't be blocked this turn. Fire Sages. 1 in a red for 2/2 human cleric with firebending 1. So whenever this creature attacks, add red. This mana lasts until end of combat. That is important. You can keep that mana through the different stages of combat, which is not something you can normally do. 1 red, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Yuyan Archers, 1 in a red for a 3/1 human archer with reach. When this creature enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Nice filtering. Vindictive Warden. This one was pretty strong and limited. 2 in a hybrid black-red for a 2/3 human soldier with menace and firebending 1. And then for 3, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Just a nice way, just a nice little mana sink. Loyal Fire Sage. 2 in a red for a 3/3 human cleric ally with firebending 1. 5, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. There's also a white-red card that does something similar to this, in that it creates allies for 5 mana. That was really strong and limited. Zuko, Exiled Prince. This was another very strong one and limited. 3 in a red for a 4/3 legendary human noble with firebending 3. And then for 3, you can exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Keep in mind, you don't have to use his ability off the firebending. You can use the firebending for other stuff. And you can do that multiple times as well, if you are looking for something. Fire Nation Archers. 3 in a red for a 3/4 human archer with reach. So it can block creatures with flying. And then for 5... it deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you create a 2/2 red soldier creature token. That's pretty solid. I wish that was in the main set, too. Rough Rhino Cavalry. 4 in a red for a 5/5 human mercenary with firebending 2. And then Exhaust 8. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature against trample until end of turn. Mongoose Lizard. 4 red for a 5/6 Mongoose Lizard with menace. When it enters, it deals 1 damage to any target, and then has mountain cycling 2. It's pretty cool. Lightning Strike. Nice reprint. 1 in a red for an instant. It deals 3 damage to any target. They could have just printed Lightning Bolt. I really wish they had. Like, come on. Why not? Just bring Lightning Bolt back into standard. How to Start a Riot. 2 in a red for an instant lesson. Target creature gains menace until end of turn, and creatures target player controls gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Hey, Riot! Roku's Mastery. X red for an instant. Deals X damage to target creature if X is 4 or greater. Scry 2. It's pretty nice. Thriving Bluff. As it enters, choose a color other than red. Tap, add red or 1 mana of the chosen color. And then likely 7 mountains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. Alright. Next up, Big Creatures. Battle with the biggest. We have a Turtle Duck. 1 in a green for a 0/4 Turtle Bird. For 3 until end of turn, this creature has base power 4 and gains trample. Nice. Raucous Audience. 1 in a green for a 2/1 human citizen. Tap, add a green. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, add green instead. Frog Squirrels. It is a Frog Squirrel. For 1 in a green, it's a 2/2 Frog Squirrel with reach. Ostrich Horse. 2 in a green for a 3/1 Bird Horse. When it enters, mill 3 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you don't, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So to mill 3 cards, you put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Match the Odds. 2 in a green for a sorcery lesson. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature your opponents control. That's pretty slick. Eel Hounds. Okay. 3 and a green for a 4/4 fish dog with trample. And whenever this creature attacks, another target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. That seems pretty good. Hippo cows. Okay. It's a for 4 and a green, it's a 5/4 hippo ox with trample. Okay. Saber-tooth moose lion. There's a lot of words that don't necessarily belong together. 4 green for a 7/7 elk cat with reach and 4 cycling 2. Okay. Flopsy, Bummy's buddy. Or Boomy's buddy? Yes, Boomy's buddy. 4 green for a 4/4 legendary ape goat. When Flopsy enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature. So if they have menace and that just means they can't be blocked. Mechanical Glider. I really wish this was in the main set. The 1 mana artifact equipment. When it enters, attach it to target creature you control. Equip creature as flying. And then equip 2. Hog Monkey Rampage. 1 and a hybrid red-green for an instant. Choose target creature you control and target creature an opponent controls. Put a +1/+1 counter on the creature you control if it has power 4 or greater. Then those creatures fight each other. Okay. Seismic Tutelage. 3 and a green for an enchantment aura, enchant creature. When this aura enters, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. That's pretty sweet. Although that does kind of look like it came out of a poorly illustrated video game. Thriving Grove. Hey, here you go, man. Again, there are 2 people that'll get that. 2 other people that'll get that joke. This land enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color other than green. Tap, add green or 1 mana of the chosen color. Nice. And then 7 forests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yeah, and our last one, Earthbending. Wield lands in combat. Very nice. It's tough. Rebellious Captives. 1 and a green for a 2/2 human peasant ally with exhaust 6. Put 2 mana, or put not 2 mana. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature, then Earthbend 2. That's just a lot of words. Haru, Hidden Talent. This guy was busted in Limited. So good. 1 and a green for a 1/1 legendary human peasant ally. Whenever another ally you control enters, Earthbend 1. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste that's still a land. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. That's so good. Earth Village Ruffians. 2 and a hybrid black-green for a 3/1 human soldier rogue. When it dies, Earthbend 2. Toph, the Blind Bandit. 2 and a green for an X3 legendary human warrior ally. When Toph enters, Earthbend 2. Toph's power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on lands you control. It doesn't get +1/+1 for each. It's just its power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on your lands. I noticed a few people made that mistake during the pre-release. Earth Kingdom Soldier. 4 and hybrid red or green-white for a 3/4 human soldier with vigilance. And when it enters, put a +1/+1 counter in each of up to 2 target creatures you control. Earthbending lesson 3 and a green. For a sorcery lesson, Earthbend 4. That's it, just Earthbend 4. Badger Mole, 4 and a green for a 4/4 Badger Mole. When it enters, Earthbend 2. Creatures you control with a +1/+1 counter on them, or with +1/+1 counters on them, have trample. So nice little thing to add alongside your Earthbending. Boomy, Eclectic Earthbender. 3 green for a 4/4 legendary human noble ally. When Boomy enters, Earthbend 1. Whenever Boomy attacks, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each land creature you control. Wow, that is really good. Rocky Rebuke. 1 and a green instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So it's a punch. Explore. That's a pretty explore. 1 and a green sorcery. This is, of course, a reprint. Sorcery. You may play an additional land this turn. Draw a card. Pillar Launch. For a green, it's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it. Earth Rumble. 3 and a green sorcery. Earthbend 2. When you do, up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. Nice. And another Thriving Grove. This land enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color other than green. Tap, add green or 1 mana of the chosen color. And then we have 7 forests. Very nice. All right. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure with the Avatar: The Last Airbender beginner box and going through some of the Jumpstart decks. I'm pretty sure that's not all of them, but it is a few of them, and that was a lot of fun. So, as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for the algorithm. It really helps us out, and I really appreciate it. And until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.